welcome to EP Daily. Today on the show, we find another excuse to talk about The Force Awakens.
Plus, we find out if Supergirl soars high enough in our review.
And then Steve and Raju open up Microsoft's Surface Book for a review. Also coming up, Vic has some elite new Star Wars figures on the toy table. Scott Jones brings us his holiday movie roundup and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EV Games. I'm your host, Marissa Roberto, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day. The Millennium Falcon can make 0.5 past light speed, but the Rundown can make 0.7, so there. It looks like The Force Awakens is too good for movie critics. Disney is rumored to be skipping traditional early press screenings for the new Star Wars film and won't be showing it to anyone outside the studio until its premiere in Los Angeles on Monday, December 14th. That means the film won't be able to contend for most of the year-end movie awards, but will still be able to qualify for the biggest, the Academy Awards. The downside, at least for yours truly, is that we won't be able to bring you a review here on EP until after the film is released. Disney is probably doing this because they know it's going to be a hit no matter what critics think, and they want to do everything they can to avoid leaks. Everyone will be able to see The Force Awakens when it opens wide on December 18th. Yep, 1 month to go.
You might need this.
It looks like Snowpiercer is speeding to television. According to The Hollywood Reporter, a new TV series based on the 2013 sci-fi films in the works. Snowpiercer was helmed by Korean director Joon-ho and starred a mix of Korean and American actors. It took place aboard a snow-piercing train in a post-apocalyptic future and told an allegorical story about class struggle and revolution. Joon-ho is serving as a producer on the new TV show, so expect the story to have just as much weight. It remains to be seen if any of the cast will reprise their roles.
Now isn't the time.
Well, when is the time?
Soon.
That's it for the rundown. Now look who it is to join me. It is, oh, you have a smile on your face, but really
Just
I
for the
feel like
introduction,
you're-
yes.
Oh, because I feel like you're quite sad about this Force Awakens news.
Miserable.
But this is Victor Lucas, the miserable Victor Lucas. Let's talk about Snowpiercer being a television show first, though, because you and I both loved the movie.
It was a really cool movie,
Yeah.
a nice surprise of a film, and it did feel like there was a full universe that was outside of the train that we didn't really get to see, even though it was deadly to everybody out there. But it felt like there was a lot of stuff, a lot of backstory. That this could actually be a fun TV show. They can play with the technology and the mythology of the concept. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with this. I hope it happens.
Agreed. No, I think it will, because you're right. I think this will actually make for great television.
Yes.
But let's move on now to what might be great in theaters, but we won't know until...
I'm gonna. Can I plead right now
Yeah.
to Disney and Lucas and JJ and everybody? Please let there be critic early screenings of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Please let us review your movie. Please.
It's for us, but it's also for all of Canada and the States. We want to spread the word, right?
Yes, I mean, they don't
good or
need the
bad.
word spread. That's the truth of it. But we want to celebrate the launch of the movie.
We've already planned our episode, Disney, okay?
have,
Come on, help us out. Help us, help you. All right.
Not a shock, though,
I
because
know.
they don't need the critic, reviews. They don't need the, the superbs and the thumbs ups and all that stuff out there.
I know, I get
I hope
it.
it's not a warning sign, though. I hope that it's not that the movie isn't as good as we're all hoping and
Sometimes
expecting.
that does happen.
Absolutely.
Well, usually when we're not invited to screenings, there's no press screenings before a movie.
That's usually
It's
what-
usually because the movie is bad.
Yeah.
But of course, this time I'm sure it's just because they don't want things to be.
I mean, that
leaked.
is definitely going to be, one of the after effects of this decision. I think if they decide not to let any critics screen this thing,
Yeah.
it's not going to look that great. I think that
also-
people are going to get a little concerned about
Not
that.
to draw this out, but if critics thought they were going to go to this movie ahead of time, they didn't actually buy advance tickets. So that means that they can actually get in to the first
Weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little concerned about that also. But moving right along, let's put on a happy face because Steve and Raju are joining us now with something cool.
It's a review of the Surface Book.
Yeah.
It is 2015 and we are living in crazy times because Microsoft is kind of cool. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, as a child of the 80s, I do not understand this.
Cats are living together.
Windows is hell, has always been hell, but I'm telling you, right now, Microsoft is enjoying a very good time, and it is in part because they're making some very interesting and pretty good products. Today we're looking at Microsoft's Surface Book. Now, I'm kind of blown away because This is a hybrid or 2-in-1 laptop that people are excited about. These things have been around for like 4 years. Everybody hates them. No one wants to buy them. Microsoft shows this off, and everyone's just like, ooh, and they're selling like hotcakes.
It's like Microsoft has stolen a page from Apple's book by putting out a product that has been out for years already and getting people all excited about it because it looks nice.
And it does, and it is really, really nice. I have to say, okay, first off, this thing is super expensive. It is crazy how much this costs. It is going up against the MacBook Pro, so we are in that, so you better have a pretty penny. And yes, the screen detaches, and then it's got all of its guts in this keyboard. Now,
Well, I mean, most of the guts are in the tablet. Some of the guts are in the keyboard.
first off, the crazy thing that everybody loves about this, the sexy hinge, the snake-like coil hinge.
I don't know what it is with that hinge, man. But it gets me.
It's cool.
It
It
gets
is
me
actually kind of
excited.
cool, and you can carry, when you put it in, it locks in, and it, you know, it's not going to fall apart. It's a very solid,
How did Microsoft make a
well-designed.
beautiful looking device? I don't get it. I mean, you look at the Xbox One, it looks like something from like Soviet era, like a Russian factory or something. Like, a massive, giant vented box. And they come out with this, you know, new Surface. And first of all, I like the Surface. I use a Surface Pro 3. It's my go-to kind of laptop device. This is, again, a Surface. It's a high-end Surface tablet, but the difference is the keyboard. The keyboard is a hard, physical piece of hardware, and if you get the, I think, 2 or 3 of the 5 models out there have a NVIDIA GPU in the keyboard, along with batteries and stuff, and all the USB connectors, which makes it weirdly not a bad device for, you know, some light gaming or some light, you know, photo editing, stuff like that. It's a Surface in the sense you can detach the tablet, which itself is pretty amazing. It's like press a button and it goes.
Okay, hang on. Who wanted a Windows tablet before this? Nobody, okay? But, you know, they showed it off, they took it apart, everyone went, ooh, everyone bought it, but I'm like, hang on, I still don't want a Windows tablet. But you know what, this computer, this is a very, very good computer, and I do think that one of the interesting things here is that if there's been a trend over the last little while, it's been all about portability at sort of sacrificing power. You know, gaming, video editing, forget it. You can't do that on, say, like a MacBook Air, really. With this, you're hitting that sort of portability and power. And yes, you are paying for it. So, Steve, what are you going to give the Surface Book?
Other than the price, I can't find much fault with it. It's a 9 out of 10.
8.5 for me.
Thank you, boys. What a cool surprise from Microsoft when they dropped the announcement of that thing. Really cool device.
I just like seeing Steve and Raju.
Yes, that's
Anyway, don't go anywhere because after the break, we've got our review of Supergirl.
Hey, I'm Stan, and I'm from Ninja Theory. We worked on the Twilight of the Republic playset as part of Disney Infinity, and my favorite Star Wars moment was destroying the Death Star as part of X-Wing on the PC.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
One of the smartest things that Disney has done now with their Infinity games is get Ninja Theory involved to work on some of the combat stuff. They make incredible games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of talented folks there at Ninja Theory. But we've got to move on now to television because you and I have been taking a look at a show. It's called Supergirl. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I wonder if it's any good.
My cousin, Kal-El, was sent to a planet called Earth. You may know his story. You don't know mine.
There's a new superhero in town, and frankly, I am very excited that she is here. It's Supergirl, the new show from Greg Berlanti and company, who have been ripping things up with the Arrow and Flash shows, and soon Legends of Tomorrow. What do you think of Supergirl?
I was really scared. I was really scared about this one because it's Supergirl. She's a female superhero.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's going to play on television. I'm not sure how it's going to play with audiences. And they took this amazing actress. Melissa Benoist is fantastic. She's so great. She's perfectly cast for this role.
Absolutely, yes.
And they put her in this outfit that looks a little silly at times for me. It's a little strange to look at, but for the most part, she completely embodies Supergirl and exactly who I thought Supergirl should be. They made her completely vulnerable. They made her powerful and yet insecure with a lot of things too. They made her a human being, which is why I'm totally in for the ride, and I'm totally holding on to this character.
Oh, sorry.
I'm calling about the correspondence dinner. I need to make sure Ms. Grant doesn't end up next to Bill O'Reilly again.
One of the dangers of the show was that they weren't going to reference Clark Kent or Superman at all, but they do almost a little too much, and I think that there's a message about that within the context of the show, which is quite wonderful, and I actually think that the show elevates quite a bit from the fact that there is a little bit of connection to Superman, and she's actually sent to Earth. I thought this was a nice retelling of her mythology and her origin. She's sent to Earth to protect her cousin, Kal-El, but her ship goes off course, and so she ends up arriving on Earth younger than Superman, and I thought that was a pretty interesting thing. But now we start to hear that there's a connection, but then she says, no, I need to fail on my own. I need to try to have my own experiences. And one of the great moments that I had with the show is a little text message that she has with Superman.
Yeah, that happens in the 3rd episode.
Yeah, and he basically says, yeah, you're right. I'll leave you alone. You're on your own. Show us what you can do. And she does some incredible things in the show. The other thing that they did with this show, which I think is pretty remarkable, is they cast Dean Cain as the father in flashback sequences. Of course, he was Superman on Lois and Clark, and Helen Slater was Supergirl in the movies from the 80s, and she's the mom. So it's kind of it's in the family, which I kind of thought was sweet and well handled. And of course, the bigger sister Takara has all kinds of issues with the fact that she's had to protect her and keep her isolated. And
there's a lot of family drama that kind of brings the audience in, because we all have our family drama.
We do, and I think that's the secret to the Berlanti model of these superhero shows, is that he just embraces the soap opera.
I'm not normal. I can lift a bus, stop a bullet, Alex. I can fly.
He understands there's a reason why soap opera has existed in 20th and 21st century culture so long and so well, and he just embraces it, and he figures that superheroes are going to have these moments like this, and certainly comic books sort of delve into that as well. A lot of Marvel stuff actually delves into that a lot. I love Supergirl. It is a great show. I don't think it's as fun as The Flash for me. What are you going to give Supergirl, though?
I really like it, and Melissa Benoist is fantastic.
Yes, she is.
Gets an 8.5.
It gets an 8 from me.
So it turns out Supergirl is pretty darn super. Look at that, 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, so we've got to go to something really special, though, right?
Yes, it's 25 seasons and 25 days. We're taking a look back throughout the years of EP and the seasons of EP. This one's from season 3. It's a look at the Star Wars Phantom Menace game. We talked with Clint Young, and one of the things that I'm very proud of with EP is that at any moment in our show, a lightsaber could come out in an interview. Take a look back at this.
Look what we got coming up, though. PC game, the Phantom Menace, awesome game on the PC, is coming to the PlayStation.
Young Tommy One Kenobi, we must find Darth Clint to find out more about this Phantom Menace.
Yes, Master, but I feel a disturbance in the Force.
What's the gameplay in the Phantom Menace all about?
It's a real-time action-adventure RPG set in the Star Wars universe.
How many playable characters are there?
There's 4 playable characters. Captain Panaka, Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What about the audio for the game?
Music was done by John Williams with original sound effects from the film. Oh, look, Yoda.
So, how closely does the game resemble the movie?
Oh, it's dead on. We captured the whole Star Wars feel of it, I think.
What involvement did George Lucas have in the making of this?
Well, that's George's baby. Of course, we wanted to make it look and feel exactly like George wanted, so George is kind of like, pushing us along the whole way, giving us ideas.
How many levels does this thing have?
There's 12 levels, all different.
Oh, cool. Hey, well, thanks a lot, George Clint.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Cool. guess I better split too.
Wow, what a blast from the past. Look, there's Tommy.
There's Tommy, that's right. Well, stick around when we come back. Scott's got a holiday movie roundup for us. Welcome back to EP Daily. First order of business is a brand new toy table. I've got some incredibly cool figures for the toy table today. I saw these figures when we were traveling through London, actually, for the Assassin's Creed special that we put together. These are direct from Disney. Disney actually creates these figures. They're called their Elite series, and they're made partially of metal. So they are incredibly heavy figures. You don't normally see a 7-inch figure that weighs as much as these things do, but they're really expertly sculpted. The extra weight of the figures makes them stand on their stands a little bit rickety, and they are known to kind of topple over. You kind of have to position them just right. They don't stand perfectly. I just love the look and design of these figures. I don't want to get too caught up in purchasing tons and tons of Force Awakens stuff until I see the movie, but I could not resist a Flame Trooper. I can't believe that they're making this as part of the Star Wars lore. So even if the movie sucks, I don't think it will, I am very happy to possess a Flame Trooper because I love the design. I love the new helmet design, the fuel tanks on the back of the Flame Trooper. Of course, I also had to pick up Kylo Ren. Adam Driver's going to be playing this guy, not Mark Hamill. Come on, everybody. This figure looks incredible as well. The mask and the hood and all the robes and stuff, everything's made out of plastic, but it looks frayed, it looks damaged, it looks handmade, which I think correlates with what we've seen in the trailers and the early footage of the movie so far as well. I think this is a guy that basically has built himself up from the ashes, and the costuming and the design and the details in this all kind of reflect that. Really cool, and I of course love the lightsaber with the handguards on there as well. They're a little bit pricey, but in my opinion, they are totally worth it because they're very unique. You don't normally see metal as part of the action figure designs out there, and they're very, very well made. Now, The Force Awakens is going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest movie of the holidays, but there are a lot of other movies headed our way, and Scott's got a roundup for us right now.
Holiday time once again, everybody. And if you need a break from shopping for that special holiday gift for your cats, then do what I do. Go to your local multiplex and take in a film. There's lots on the celluloid buffet this year. Let's get started with the new film in the Rocky franchise. It's just called Creed. It stars our old friend Michael B. Jordan. He steps into the role of Apollo Creed's son. And of course, Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if that's old man makeup or old woman makeup at this point, but Creed is in theaters now. Check it out.
I don't do that stuff no more.
If you're looking for some dark humor this holiday season, then check out a film called Krampus. It stars our good friend Adam Scott. It's about a young boy who accidentally summons a demon to the family's home during the holidays. Krampus is in theaters soon. And who wants to see a movie directed by Ron Howard, starring Thor, Chris Hemsworth? It's called In the Heart of the Sea. It's in theaters December 11th, and it's based on Moby Dick. There's something big coming out on December 18th. What was it again? Oh, I know. It's Sisters, starring Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. Two siblings throw one last house party before they sell their family home. This one looks like raunchy fun. Concussions are obviously a VBD. VBD stands for very big deal, and the good-looking Will Smith is here with a holiday present known as Concussion. This biopic is based on the David and Goliath struggle of a neuropathologist who discovered the relationship between brain trauma and pro athletes. Also on Christmas Day, Will Ferrell plays the stepdad, Mark Wahlberg plays the biological dad, and they're both married to Linda Cardellini, so Merry Christmas to Linda Cardellini fans out there. Hubba hubba. Naturally, hijinks ensue. Also on Christmas Day, Joy reunites Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and director David O. Russell. Point Break is a remake of the 1991 classic film, and The Hateful Eight is the latest film from director Quentin Tarantino. Naturally, it stars Samuel L. Jackson, who will no doubt swear a lot.
Got room for one more.
And finally, to carry us into the new year, we've got The Revenant starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. They play a couple of hunters who get mauled by a bear, and then one of them double crosses the other one, and then they chase each other, and it's a happy holiday for those guys and the bear too, because he got to eat one of them. And if if you need something for your cats this year, I recommend a catnip Santa Claus. See you at the movies, everyone.
See, Scott's not such a Grinch after all. He could perk up for some holiday movies. Looks like there's some fun ones there. Stick around. We've got the Twitter question of the day after this.
If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to EP Daily. It's now time for the best part of today's show. The Twitter question of the day. This one comes from Ivan Pozdyakov. I like that. He's at
good.
Thank you. He's at Canned_aim. He says, are the service/business models of games an intrinsic part of game design now, or are they separate? Good question.
An intrinsic part of every game that people are spending money on. And some of these things have huge budgets, and they have to think about how they're going to make their money back. And some of them are built just to make their money back, and more sort of using a lot of algorithms and sort of learnings that some of the big monsters out there, like Candy Crush, have been earning
Like
a long
Candy
time.
Crush.
Yes.
That is like the bane of our
I know.
existence.
We keep mentioning it on the show, and I don't want to.
I know. And I still feel guilty that I downloaded the game at one point, I played it. I just feel like I'm going straight to hell for that, and I don't want anyone else to be playing this stuff. I just feel like they need to look to the money now, and that's what they're doing. So they are big businesses, and they need to make big money.
It's very overt, which always makes us uncomfortable, but it is definitely a part of our life as game fans. Good question. If you've got one for us or you want to get caught up on EP, go to our website, epn.tv.
We've got more coming through in the next episode of EP Daily, including a review of Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Bye.
EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
$15 loud.